Okay, good morning and welcome to Iyun to lean on Shulchan Aruch Simin Kuf Aleph 101. Um, Halacha Aleph says over here that really you're supposed to have kavana. We learned in the previous simanim, supposed to have kavana for Perish Hamilin. You're supposed to understand what you're saying. The Chila for the whole davening, but the Eved, at least for Avos, the Rush says, at least for the first bracha, you should have kavana. If you didn't, the Shulchan Aruch says for the first bracha, you have to go back and daven a second time. Is Likuva. It's Likuva in the first bracha. The Ramah says, no, nowadays we don't go back, even if you didn't have kavanah in the first bracha, because the second time you're probably not going to have kavanah either. Now, what is he saying? It's a suffix, you're not going to have kavanah, so, meaning suffix is brachos lahakel, right? Shemona Esrei is composed of 19 brachos, right? So brachos lahakel. If it's 50% chance that you're not sure, maybe you said a bracha, you don't make another bracha. If you have a suffix, whether you're supposed to say a bracha, you don't make a bracha. So brachos lahakel, based on the concept that it's really subject to Raisa L'chumra. They're saying a bracha levatala, according to a lot of Rishonim, is a violation of one of the Aseres Hadibros, right? You're saying Hashem's name for no reason. Say a bracha levatala, you don't need to say a bracha, and you're saying extra bracha. There's a bracha levatala, you're violating this Daraisa, Sachavi Daraisa L'chumra, don't say the bracha. How could we, nowadays, the Rama acknowledges that we don't have kavanah, how can we bring ourselves to say these brachas, and albeit and the fact is that tefillah itself presumably is only the Rabbanan nowadays, not the Oraisa. It's not the Oraisa according to one opinion, at least according to the Ramban. It's usually not the Oraisa, so it's only a chiv the Rabbanan. If we say a bracha l'Torah, it's initially the Oraisa. It seems kind of weird. Why were you even davening that? Why wouldn't you just maybe just make personal bakashos without invoking Hashem's name, or like a lot of the brachos in the ninth parak of brachos that we don't make with Shem Malchus nowadays. For some reason, we don't make them with Shem Malchus. We're not sure if we're really. I don't understand exactly why we don't make them Shem Malchus. Right? If you see weird animals or you see big seas or things like that, there's a lot of brachos to make. You see a rainbow, you don't make these things Shem Malchus. Maybe a rainbow you do. I don't know. You go to a cemetery. You go to. I don't know. You gotta play. A lot of brachos you don't make. You see beautiful people. You don't make a bracha. You see ugly people. You don't make a bracha. With Shema Malchus, because of these sveikos, whether really you should be saying it or not. You also shouldn't be davening. Maybe make personal makashos. Maybe you say Shemona Esrei without Shema Malchus. Don't say Hashem's name. Or say Hashem Elokeinu. Don't say Hashem's real name. How can we do this? How can we risk Savik Bracha Levatala? So I'm going to suggest something. It's not a full answer, but it's a partial answer. When we say Bracha Levatala, and this is our Raisa, that's only talking about when it comes to food. Why is it come to food? Because the real part of Aseres HaDibros, I'm going to explain in other times how all the Aseres HaDibros are really based on this. The Aseres HaDibros are so prominent. You see them right behind me, actually. You see them running backwards over here. Why are Aseres HaDibros better than the other 603 mitzvos, 610 of the 613 mitzvos? Because they're so central, because they're really focused on the main part of this world, is to enjoy this world. Now, how you'll explain to me how the Aseres HaDibros talk about enjoying this world? Kabedes Avicha, Shabbos, we can understand. You'll enjoy Shabbos, but Anochi Hashem Elokecha, what are they talking about? Anochi Hashem Elokecha is talking about having arguments, debates with people. People enjoy that. You know, Lo Sis Hashem Elokecha Shabbos, talking about eating, and also Zachar Tumah Shabbos Akasha, talking about enjoying the Shabbos, right? Not just Shomer, right? Is not doing the malachas, but Zachar is to enjoy the wine. That's the mitzvah d'oraisa, to have wine or grape juice. Enjoy your kedem grape juice on Shabbos, and Lo Sis Hashem Elokecha Shabbos is, people think it means don't make a bracha on a food if it's a wrong bracha. No. Don't make a bracha on a food if you don't enjoy it. That's the real Isser bracha levatala. Right? Hashem wants you to enjoy this world. You should know what you enjoy. If you're eating foods that you don't really enjoy, you shouldn't. It doesn't warrant a bracha. I'm saying a big chiddush over here. I'm not saying la halacha. This is my opinion. You shouldn't make a bracha, and that's a violation of Isser d'oraisa to make a bracha on a food you don't like. To have a cereal you don't like. Now, obviously, if you're famished and there's nothing else around, you like it because it satisfies your hunger. It doesn't satisfy your palate, but it satisfies your stomach. So you could make a bracha. But if you have two options, one food you like, one food you don't like, and for some reason you take the one food you don't like, let's say it's cheaper, or you have a bad reason, or not a valid reason. So that's a bracha levatala. So when it comes to food, that's when we say it's an isra d'oraisa. When it comes to bracha the Shemona Esrei, other brachos, that's not saying a bracha levatala is only the Rabbanan, savik the Rabbanan, lakula. So maybe that's what the Rama is saying, that we take that suffix. We're not sure. Some people could have kavanah, some people not could have kavanah. Now, I've said many times that up until 65% is still considered a suffix. So That's what we have to assume according to Ramah, that up until 65% of the time, we can assume that there's at least a 65%, 64% chance that you'll have kavana. If there's 65% chance that you won't have kavana, there's at least a 35% chance to have kavana. If there's a 36% chance you won't have kavana, uh, then then you shouldn't say it. Maybe you shouldn't say Shemona Esrei at all. But reasonably, the Ramah is simply assuming that there's at least a 35% chance you have kavana, in which case it's still in the realm of suffix, and therefore you could say it, because it's only a suffix deraisa, suffix derabanan lakula, and you're allowed to say, we want you to say Shemona Esrei, so you can ask for what you need, and it's better to say L'Shem Malchus because it's closer to Hashem when you say Hashem's name. It's more endearing to Hashem. Hope you enjoyed today's shir. See you in the next one.